Today, I'm going to be talking about machines that help make us superhuman. All right, folks, that's enough. I mean, obviously, I'm not talking about machines that give us special powers, like we're from the planet Krypton. I'm talking about machines that allow us to do things faster, quicker, safer, and better than ordinary human beings can do on their own. There's one for practically anything you can think of, from building extraordinary structures, astonishing, to saving lives, and everything in between. Join me, Tony Robinson, as I get up close and personal, exploring the world of marvellous machines. The axe is one of the oldest and simplest machines ever devised by humankind. There's evidence of axe use by people over 40,000 years ago. Long handle acts as a lever which increases its power and decreases the amount of effort needed in order to wield it, and the wedge-shaped blade helps split the wood open. But if you go down in the woods today, you're going to get an enormous surprise, because there's a new machine which has taken chopping to an entirely new level. Finland, the land of 1,000 lakes, but also the most heavily forested country in Europe. Of its 338,000 square kilometre landmass, around 75% is covered by trees. So if a tree falls out here, does it make a sound? The answer is yes. This mechanical woodland monster is called a harvester head. It's a 1-ton bundle of cold steel and razor-sharp moving parts, powered by an all-terrain crane.
I'll say it wasn't going to be a chainsaw.
Squares up to a tree before clamping, felling, and then delivering it within seconds.
I think it was going to be one of those machines.
This machine clears up to 800 square metres of forest in a day. That's around 100 trees per hour, or up to 300 tonnes of timber. All of this raw material is a vital part of Finland's economy, worth an estimated 18 billion euros. Wood from Finnish forests goes in everything from furniture to paper and cardboard that they export all over the world. So to keep Finland's timber industry moving, harvester head manufacturing is big business. Company director Mika Tartanainen and his team are responsible for building the ultimate tree harvesting technology.
Forests are very important for our economy and the environment. So there is lots of work in our forest, and today it's impossible to do all the work manually.
For centuries, harvesting timber was a grueling job done by lumberjacks and their beasts of burden. But in the 20th century, a mechanical revolution arrived. Machines like chainsaws made tree harvesting exponentially more efficient, but did little to improve safety.
Manual forest work used to be a very dangerous job, and lots of accidents happen and even deaths. The job can be very dangerous for bystanders because of risk of fallen trees and fallen objects, especially for chain shock.
Chain shock happens when a link in a chainsaw's teeth snaps loose. Metal can travel through the air at speeds of up to 700 kilometers per hour.
And it has the same energy as a rifle bullet. so it can kill.
That's why the harvester head, operated from the safety of a reinforced crane, makes forest work less deadly and more efficient.
Kind of revolution happened when this crane was equipped with a harvester head, and after that one machine could take care of the entire job. So lumberjack were not needed anymore.
So what's the engineering secret behind this radical machine? Well, to make a clean and quick cut, first, the harvester head's arms need to clamp onto a tree with incredible force. It's a feat that would be impossible without hydraulic power.
This here is the hydraulic valve block. It's kind of part that pumps the blood to the muscles of the head. So oil comes in from here, and there will be hydraulic valves and hoses from the valves to the correct places.
In order to grip the tree with such incredible force, the harvester head uses hydraulic pressure, and I've got this little thingamajig here to show you how it does it. In an enclosed system which has got incompressible liquid, you can actually transfer the pressure through the liquid from one piston to another. So this one swivels it round, this one lifts it up down. But in the 17th century, a clever Frenchman called Blaise Pascal came up with Pascal's law, which is a principle of hydraulics. He figured out that by adjusting the size of the opposing piston, you can amplify the force many times. So as far as the harvester head's concerned, I can squeeze it with much more force than I actually put into it. There you are. Don't mind if I do. With a firm grip, the machine slices like a hot knife through butter, then guides the tree to the ground. Now, the spiked rollers force the tree through the knife-sharp arms, stripping branches with ease. But besides its raw power, the harvester head also has to be an intelligent beast. Each log must be cross-cut to the correct length.
The length of the log is the most important dimension of the log. Different sawmills need different kind of logs and different lengths, and that's why it's very important that the operator knows exactly what is the length is cutting. And that's why there are lots of sensors here. This one, for example, is length measuring sensor. So this sensor here goes to the length measuring wheel and calculates the rotation of the wheel when the tree is fed through the head.
With the desired log length programmed in, the sensor alerts the operator to cut at the right position. When all's said and done, the harvester head helps create neat piles of timber around 10 times quicker than a chainsaw-wielding lumberjack. Now, I know all this gratuitous tree violence might be hard to watch, but according to Mika, alongside responsible forestry practices, the harvester head can be a force for good.
Climate change is maybe the biggest challenge, and forestry is actually our best weapon to fight against that. And the way is to keep the forests growing.
By removing mature trees and planting new ones, in recent years, Finland's forest growth has exceeded the amount lost by 30%.
People think that killing trees is something bad for environment and climate, but the real fact is that we need to keep the forests growing to keep carbon sink as big as possible. Forests are very important for Finland, and actually the stock in Finland forests is growing or increasing annually, even though we are cutting out. Here, every tree that is cut will be replaced with new trees. So we will keep our forests growing.
Some may call it a kitchen disaster. We call it Christmas cheer.